Who is Anthony Oceanuga?
Anthony Oceanuga is a visionary, aviator, philanthropist, lover. Yeah, that's it. That sounds right.
What's the craziest story you have regarding flying?
I was training as an airbag pilot, doing an inverted flat spin, rushing to the ground. I couldn't get out of that maneuver. Yeah, tell me about it. But I'm here now, so of course I was able to get out of it. And when I got out of it, it was about 1,000 feet above the ground.
What's one of your favorite destinations?
Nigeria.
Is there a location you haven't visited but would like to, and why?
I would say Australia. Australia is probably a place I want to visit, and because it's just, wildlife mimics Nigeria. I heard the parties are amazing. I heard the things to see, it's mind-blowing. So I would love to go to Australia.
Who's one inspirational person in your life?
My father.
What was one of your biggest challenges, and how did you overcome it?
Becoming an aerobatic pilot. Entering that field, I was the only African-American aerobatic pilot to enter, and I was seen as an anomaly. And I think I was taking people by surprise. So I was able to overcome that, but just by networking, meeting key people and developing a relationship, and then they would spread some good words about me, and then those words continue to spread. So that's how I was able to get through that.
What's one of your favorite meals?
Jollof rice. It's an African delicacy. It's just it's goat head, rhinoceros nuts. Just joking. It's just jollof rice is rice and tomato paste together. That's a delicacy we used to eat back there.
What's one of your favorite drinks?
Hennessy.
What song gets your adrenaline pumping?
I'm gonna have to describe it. So have you seen Superman, Batman? Well, if you watch it during the intense moments, you hear the symphony playing in the background. That type of stuff gets me going. I love to play that when I'm meditating, believe it or not.
How many kids do you have?
One.
Will you teach your child to fly?
Absolutely. He's already flying with me right now. He's at the age of, I think, before he was 1. Car seat, back seat, flying places, yeah.
What's one of your biggest strengths?
Courage.
What's one of your biggest weaknesses?
Selflessness.
What's your favorite movie?
Top Gun.
What's your guilty pleasure?
You. Just joking. Chocolate. You don't supposed to laugh. Dude, this is serious stuff. If I say you, you're supposed to be like, thank you, Anthony.
What's your biggest fear?
Hey, what about the thank you, Anthony?
Thanks.
Biggest fear is losing my parents.
What's one language you'd be interested in learning and why?
Mandarin, because there's top 3 languages spoke. The most languages spoke in the world is English, Spanish, and Mandarin. So I'd love to learn that. I want to be able to communicate with everyone.
How do you deal with pressure?
Well, I analyze the situation that's put me in that pressure state, and whatever the objective is, I focus on that, and I drive that to completion.
Are you competitive?
Very much so.
How many race competitions have you won?
10 or more.
How do you train as an aerobatic pilot?
Well, there's 3 components that go into it. So you have the mind, body, and soul. So for the mind, just reading a lot of books, meditating. What I put in my body is healthy food. I'm vegan. Not to say vegan is the healthiest thing, but that's what I do. So I eat healthy, clean, and then physical, right? So I work out a lot just to make sure I can handle the G's when I'm pulling vertical or doing all these aerobatic maneuvers.
Name one person you'd like to meet and why.
Love to meet Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan sponsors an all-black motorcycle team. Did you know that? It's amazing. So, but I would like to meet him because I would like him to come out and talk to me about his experience. Because if you look at him, he's predicated off of hard work, dedication, and he never gives up. And I've been living my life the same way with this whole aviation thing, and I would love to just bounce ideas off his head.
What's the craziest food you've ever tried?
Squid. The thing? What's the thing? The leg? Yeah.
Octopus?
Octopus. Octopus legs.
Tell us about a crazy, spontaneous moment.
Met a female, brought to the airport. There was a cafe there, and then we went on. After we drank a couple drinks, went on to the tarmac where the runway is, and we drove the car down alongside the runway, parked. Put the sunroofs back, watched stars, talked about aliens and stuff like that. It was really cool.
What would you ask an astronaut who visited space?
Is there any UFOs or aliens?
Have you ever been in extreme weather condition while flying?
Yes, matter of fact, I have. Flying to an air show, I took off. It was sunny, blue skies, and as I approached the area, I was caught in like a thunderstorm. It was crazy. I couldn't see anything, but I made it.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Basketball.
Any advice for a woman who would like to date a pilot?
Yeah, be ready. We're wild and crazy.
What's your sign?
My astrological sign is an Aquarius.
What's your definition of adventure?
Freedom.
What is one thing you'd like to learn?
Guitar.
UFOs, believer or non-believer?
Believer.
If you were to compare yourself to an adult beverage, what type of drink would you be and why?
I would be considered a red cab, bold, because, as they say, as wine ages, it's more potent, tastes better. The smell actually fills your nasal cavities, and I think that reflects myself.
What's an extreme terrain you'd like to visit in an airplane?
I think Alaska. I would love to one day land on the glaciers, park it there, get my fishing poles out and start fishing for the Atlantic salmon. I think that'd be Alaskan salmon. That'd be amazing.
Have you ever had an emergency landing while flying? And if so, what did it feel like?
I've definitely had an emergency landing while flying about 3 times. What did it feel like? I mean, after I was able to save the airplane from what happened, there's oil everywhere in the cockpit, couldn't see anything, and I was aiming it for the runway and I was flaring out to land. I felt like overwhelmed because I was like, I made it. It was really stressful.
What's one of your biggest achievements?
One of my biggest achievements is being the first African American to place at podium at the Reno National Air Races.
What is a goal you have?
My goal is to become the first African American pilot to compete in the World Aerobatic Championships and win.
Who is one of the most interesting people you've ever met?
Tom Cruise by far.
What is your definition of living epic?
Getting up with no worries, no bills, no issues, being able to travel around the world with my friends and do whatever I want.
And what do you do for fun when you're not flying?
Traveling. In the ocean, swimming, meeting new people, visiting new cultures, appreciating life.